Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. So today's video, we're going to talk about the Taliban takeover. Now, I know some of you watched my live stream on both the Angry Truth and the Angryprepper channel, but this video is obviously for the Angryprepper channel and how that's going to affect preppers. Now, there's a political side to this. There is a prepper side to this. That's for sure. We could absolutely see something bad come out of this. We can absolutely see more terror attacks throughout the country because of this, because this is inspiring those who are sleep, if you will, sleeper cells. It can inspire them to do some shit. Now, the Taliban takeover, for a lot of you that should know, and if you don't, this has been all over the news. This has been on every social media platform in some way or another. So unless you choose not to address it or see it because you don't want any more stresses in your life, I sort of get that. But nonetheless, as a prepper, we need to be more cognitive of what's going on around the world and how that can affect us here. Now, the Taliban takeover, obviously we'll know that the Taliban was making their move throughout Afghanistan, taking over smaller cities until they hit Kabul, the capital. So they hit the capital, they took it over. The Afghan army all but gave up. So they didn't even try to fight, they just gave up. The Taliban now has complete control of Afghanistan, 100%. Where this becomes our problem is because this can absolutely spark sleeper cells who were asleep for a while to wake up. Because now they're saying, wow, we got Afghanistan, we showed America. Meanwhile, America was doing nothing about it because Biden and his, stupidity did nothing about it. The only reason why we were supposed to do something about it was because it shows strength in that we are not to be fucked with. But instead, he backed all the way out. The Taliban came right across Afghanistan like a tsunami. So, with that being said, guys, a weaker party, like I said, can spark off other terror attacks throughout the country, if not throughout the world. And looking weak at this point is all Biden has made us look as weak. Trump gave us some kind of strength look to us. Even Obama, to a point, gave us a bit of a balls. I mean, I thought Obama was pretty weak, but some of the bombings he's done showed terrorists not to fuck with us. So that was good. Now, one side of me does agree with Biden, being that if these guys don't want to fight for their own freedom, why should we? Well, there's a reason why we should. And he went, I'm pretty sure, against his military advisors on why we should have attacked or at least helped out. Well, we didn't. So this affecting us here, guys. The 20th anniversary of 9/11 is next month. There seems to be, and I'm going off of what I've been piecing together, signs that something could be happening this year, or leading up to this year. Sorry, this 20th anniversary. So it's not to say that it's going to happen that day, but it could be leading up to that day. It could happen afterwards. And nonetheless, there are certain things in motion going on around the world. Al-Qaeda, for example, released their first English edition of a magazine called Inspire. Inspire is a terrorist magazine, for better lack of a term, and it shows terrorists throughout the world on how to inflict disruption throughout the world by setting up certain things like derailing trains, pipe bombs, pressure cooker bombs, and things like that, guys. So these are what these disruptors are looking to do, and I'm pretty sure they're getting into hacking as well. So with that being said, guys, we have to be on the ready. We have to be on the lookout for anything that might happen, and that's at a local level. That's at our level. That's not at, like, government level. Obviously, they know more than we do. They probably have their eyes on a couple of things, but nonetheless, at our level, we should have our head on the swivel. If you live in a city like I do here in New York City, you should absolutely be mindful of your background, your surroundings, and you should be mindful of where you are at that given time. Like, don't wander off into 42nd Street, for example, on that day and think that nothing's gonna happen. If you're on 42nd Street, just keep your eyes open. I'm not saying panic. I'm not saying look at everybody with suspicious eyes. Don't do that, because if the shit goes sideways, you know what's happening. You don't wanna be in the middle of, again, Times Square, and something goes off and you're like, what's going on? Like a fucking panicking bitch. You know that something could happen, and that's the big C, guys, could happen, and or might happen. And if it happens, you're ready to rock and roll, which is get the fuck out of this situation or jump in and help, however that situation turns out. So we need to keep in mind that what's happening in Taliban can absolutely inspire people here, hence that magazine Inspire, can inspire sleeper cells here to do some shit and fuck some shit up. So we have to keep that in the back of our heads while we are attending any 9/11 celebrations this year, and just guys walking around major cities. They're not going to hit smaller towns, though there was one ideology of them hitting smaller towns to create real fear, because they're like, yo, if they're hitting small towns and big cities, we're safe. There's that ideology, which hasn't really taken. But nonetheless, they're probably going to affect or try something here in the biggest city. So like I said, guys, being that now we look like the weaker country because China is recognizing Afghanistan as Taliban-led. They're trying to grab the Taliban or put the Taliban into their folds with Russia, China, and now Afghanistan, Iran. You got a lot of countries that are now starting to grow and join the Chinese bandwagon. And with that, guys, that puts us in the realm or closer to the Third World War. That's what the problem with this whole thing. Now, if the Third World War pops off, that's an entirely different ballgame altogether. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching. You can like and subscribe to this channel. You can also head over to the Angry Truth channel, which is my more political-based channel. Head over to there and like and subscribe to that. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching.